Hello, Sag, and welcome. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help you choose growth and the healing of your inner roots. I am so excited to share your intuitive message with you today. I'm using the Druidcraft deck, which is a little different than the deck I've been using the past months. So let's get started. Whoa. We're not mincing words, are we? We're starting with the Tower, Sagittarius. Now, this is a big card, so I want to draw our other sides. All I can say is this is a big card. So, okay, what is helping you is Princess of Wands. This is beneficial energy. What might be holding you back? Prince of Cups. Okay, so we're at the truth moment. Sagittarius, we're at a see it like it is, tell it like it is, and the unescapable is in front of us. Okay? Now, you may be the agent of change in someone else's life. This may be a time of change for you, a time of reckoning or awakening for you. But you are involved in this Tower energy somehow. Okay, actually, I want to clarify how that is. Hermit. Okay, so I feel as though for many of you, this is about being that light. No, it's going both ways. I'm getting both off of this. So in some roles, you are that teacher or that guide that sheds the light for other people, that speaks the hard things, that says the hard truths that are hard to swallow. But at the same time, there are some of you that you are going to have this moment where your inner guide, and perhaps your guides from on the other side, brings you to a moment of, whoa, oh my God. Okay, we've been ignoring this for some time, and all of a sudden we can't stand on this ground anymore. This is a big spiritual moment, both of these cards together, the 9, the Hermit, and then this is where I was saying 16, which is a 7, the Tower. This is about spiritual clarity, the illumination of prophecy. The Hermit shines the light on what can't stand anymore, what just simply cannot continue. What has maybe gone on too long, and just there's no way that the energy can sustain it anymore. Now, what's interesting about this card is the water below, it almost looks surreal. You know, the way the reflections of the rocks and the water are hitting it. There's some kind of just an otherworldliness to the energy here that's going on. So, you know, you may actually be tapping into different realms as you are finding this truth. And the reason why it seems so shocking to others is that perhaps they're not also looking in those same realms. Okay, but let's go with the energy that helps you. The Princess of Wands. So this is about making sure that you communicate from the heart. This is about making sure that you are positive and optimistic with the way that you're sharing this information. It would be very easy to do a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords thing and just lay it on the table and walk away. But the challenge for you right now, Sagittarius, is to involve more of an innocence and a heart-led speech in your voice itself, to actually envision your words coming through your heart center rather than out of your mouth, okay? And to know that when you tell someone this information, or when you receive it yourself, if this is for yourself, that there's going to be a moment of vulnerability. There's going to be a moment of softness, of sensitivity in the other person, or again within yourself. So it's really important that you both encourage them and feel encouraged as you are finding these revelations, as you are finding out what's going on. So this is not an I told you so, or this is the way it is and deal with it. It's not those kinds of harsh words. This is about offering gentle support and being very truthful, but offering gentle support while still speaking your truth. Now we go to the other side, the Prince of Cups. And the Prince of Cups kind of goes way the other way. You know, this is making people think that there's hope in a delusion, or telling people what they want to hear, and what they desire to hear rather than what they need to hear. And you notice that we've got this Princess of Wands walking into the tower, and her heart is still kind of shining forward. So it's like she can face the tower, but he's got his back to it, like, it's not happening. What lightning? It's not there. I don't see any lightning. Okay? So there's this tension between, you know, wanting to do the right thing and maybe overdoing the wrong thing, right? So it's about finding that middle ground, Sagittarius, where again, you're speaking through the heart, you're speaking clearly and with a kind of frank innocence, but not a harshness. And at the same time, you're not totally just covering up what you're saying with like pretty words and promises. Okay, this is about being honest, but in a kind and gentle way. Let's get a little bit more on this read. A lot going on. Just everywhere there's a lot going on. Okay, 5 of Wands and Queen of Cups. My guides are saying this is still about communication. Okay? Because the words and the verbal sparring aren't going to work. Because remember, your perception is coming from a different place, either an observational vantage point that others can't see, or from a different world. If you've been able to access that through hard work on yourself, it's coming from a different place, and those that seem to be interacting with you just aren't also living up in that space, or maybe they just don't see it the way you see it. And the way to connect them to that space is not to engage with these verbal spars and roundabouts and I'm right, no, you're right. It's actually just to be that illumination, that guiding force that speaks directly to the heart. It's through the heart that the other person will be able to access that higher state, even if they don't know what it is, even if they can't get there on their own. But our hearts are the conduit to alternate layers of reality, not the mind. Okay? What we understand here is limited by our eyes and our ears and our 5 senses. But even when we think we're thinking about other worlds and seeing how other dimensions work, we're still limited. But the heart exists in infinite dimensions, and when you reach people through the heart, you can take them there. They won't even know it, but you can take them there. Okay? And that to me is super exciting, because there's a reason why we've got cards I can't even find. There's a reason why we got the Hermit. You are the guide this week. And you notice the Hermit has a companion, the wolf, or the dog-like wolf. So the Hermit's really not alone. The Hermit is with the embodiment of unconditional love as he goes on his quest. And that is the role you can play, Sagittarius. But this is going to be possibly a little challenging for you, because the strength of what you're seeing is strong. It's big. But again, communication is only effective if there is an active and a receptive end. Okay? It's kind of like you have to be able to speak the language of what the other person is saying, otherwise they can't understand you. You can sit there telling them truth in Japanese, but if they don't speak Japanese, they're, just going to kind of look at you. So, silly example, but hope it gives you some clarity and some things to think about. I know this will benefit you at all times, but especially this week because of where your information is coming from. All right, Sag, thank you so much for joining me this week for these readings. I really look forward to seeing you next time right here. And if you are one of these special seekers who's really looking to go deeper and higher into your soul's vision for you, please check out my website, soulguidancewithadriana.com. There's a link in the description below. I'm not working with everyone, but I am working with those who are really ready. So I will look forward to seeing you next week right here. Have a good one.